Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back to Torment Tides of Numenera. Now, first off, I think I have finally solved the problem with all the choppiness in the videos, because I realised that it was Paladins mostly, and then this one also that got chopped up the most for some reason. Yeah, I think I have dealt with it now, so we'll see how this goes. But we were going to get back into it because we need to explore more of this kind of mutant ghetto, and I think, yeah, that's the more that we need to go and open for our friend in the tank here. And we also need to keep an eye out for any other piles of trash that we can root through. Ooh, can we go and mess with that? Might do that in a minute. But yeah, we need to keep an eye out for any. Ooh, there. Go for it. Also, at some point, Matt Keener leveled up apparently. Some cash. Any more piles of crap? It's the way out. Nope. Okay. Matt Keener leveled up apparently. Let's take a look at her, shall we? What can we get for you this time? Oh, we can only increase your edge. Hold on, what do you, so she's got speed, but she doesn't really seem to use speed. Although that's speed. Or maybe I've just not, that's speed as well. Maybe I've just not been using her abilities. Well, do you know what? Apparently we can't get might, so we have to get speed or intellect. So we may as well get her another speed. Ooh, she's reached tier 3, so she's got all of those unlocked. Illusory warrior. What does this do? Attack that deals weapon damage +3. Ooh, regaining health. That's a good one. I think we'll take that one. Deception, quick fingers. Yeah, we'll go for a quick fingers. She can be our thief, as it were. So there we go. We've got her sorted now. Cool. Okay, so we just picked up some cash. Now where do we go? Herja? Herja. That name rings a bell. Why does that name ring a bell? Vrung. Those are the two. Those are the two people that we're looking for. Why does the name Herja ring a bell? Let's go talk to her, because I don't know why I know that name. Who are you? You're a mutant. You're also a mutant. You're a mutant? Okay, let's go and talk to her. Maybe it's from another quest, or maybe she's actually someone. This striking woman towers over you, though she seems gaunt and her face is pale, even whitish. She still has a healthy glow that shines through a layer of dirt and grime. A flat circle of metal is affixed to her forehead, showing through her long blonde hair. At your approach, she begins to flex and tense, not in fear, but in preparation to fight. Her heavy armor is scarred by energies and battered by blades, but it seems to have retained its integrity. The sigil of 2 crossed swords is etched into the breastplate. She glowers. Have you come to beat the poor prisoner? Then be ready to tell your friends about the day Herja bested you. Then she studies you more closely. Or have you come to question me? Tell Garkoto that my answer is unchanged. He can rot in his soup. She pauses for a moment. I would appreciate an honest soup. The food they provide here would shame Murden. Now the mutants have enlisted humans to make me confess. They are sick. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, lady. Herja stares at... Is it Herja or Herja? Whatever. Herja stares at you for a moment, as if weighing the truth of your words. My apologies. I have been in this place too long, and I am leaping to unwarranted conclusions on the basis of no evidence. So, she scans the crumbled ruins that surround her, contempt in her eyes. You want to ask me something? Sure. What are you doing here? These mutants have accused me of a crime. They tell me that I must confess to this imaginary horror before they will let me go. So here I sit, rotting away, while they ask me to choose between truth and my freedom. I choose to honor the truth. They have no laws and no souls. There can be no crimes against them. Oh, okay, so she's probably a mutant slayer who's maybe a bit of a racist, I guess. The exit is over there. You could easily overpower the mutants. Why don't you just leave? Prince Garkoto has cast a spell on me. Here, let me show you. She steps towards you, reaching a hand out to grasp your shoulder, but before she can touch you, her fingers begin to bend, as if they have encountered an invisible wall. You see, but in case you think I jest with you, she hurls herself at you, shoulder first, and rebounds dramatically, staggering backward. I am confined to this space until I confess. Test it for yourself. You lift your hand and wave it through the air. You can even step close to her, and you feel nothing. She takes your hand and says, "Step back," and now step back. You do, and the exact same point where she rebounded from in the air, her hand is torn from yours. They have to have their criminal. I suppose I fit their bill. Why have you been imprisoned? Because they require someone to blame for some deaths among their people, and they choose me. The scum looked for someone different from them, and I happened to be nearby. She barks an unpleasant laugh. At this point, I'm inclined to show them what kind of horrors I could visit upon them. I will not confess to him. It's too great a risk. Okay. I want to know about the allegations against you. The mutants claim that I poisoned them. A number of them died, and they decided I was to blame. That is all they are, allegations. Garkoto has no right to imprison me. I don't think you're telling me everything. The mutants must have some reason to be suspicious of you. Really? Do you know what? There's one thing that I wish we were able to do. I wish we were able to just go back from this, considering that... Well, we'll try. No, I tell you I'm innocent of this and any other crimes that they might wish to assign me. Perhaps I fit the description of someone who did. It is not a crime. I cannot be. Oh, okay. Let's try this then. I don't think it's possible to commit crimes against something that's not human. These creatures disgust me. 50% chance? Yeah, okay. Oh, is she an Angulian knight? She laughs with delight and then claps a hand over her mouth. Thank Angul, she breathes. I thought you might have been a mutant lover or a race traitor. They are disgusting, aren't they? I thought a powdered tincture of Axiom Ensemble would cure them, but only the oldest and weakest died. He justifies my work. I admit these mutants are tougher than those I poisoned in Charmond. This is the first time that I have tried something like this. I do not regret what I did. The mutant prince wishes to see me show remorse, but he will not have the satisfaction. Are you an Angulian knight? You are an Angulian knight. Okay. This is the symbol of the Angulian Knights. The crossed blades represent our ability to step beyond the laws of nations in order to deal true justice. We seek to reclaim the world for humanity's light. What can you tell me about them? The symbol of our order represents our willingness to step beyond the bounds of propriety and advance the cause of humanity. Actual humanity, you know. If we must take up the blade to mete out justice, we do not hesitate. We travel Midgard for the betterment of all, and those who oppose our missions soon see the error of their ways. In the steadfast, the order of truth itself blesses us. I don't entirely... I can't remember if all of them are mutant hating. I don't think they are. But I'm not sure. I am a Knight Marshal in our organisation. I have proved myself many times over, and I will continue to do so as long as I draw breath. She leans back, her eyes closing. Our hunger for justice brings a great physical hunger as well. One council, I recall, they brought us fresh waters distilled from the dew of the mountains. Roasted and spiced anine, exotic flaming cheeses. We do not ask anything of those we aid, but sometimes their largesse humbles me. Okay. What can you tell me about Koto? The mutant prince, he, it. I need to remember that mutant is both male and female. The mutant is both male and female. Okay. Swims in its disgusting stew of a tank, bathing in its own filth, and somehow it summons powers that keep the rest of the creatures in line. They said Garkoto was a wizard. I don't believe them until the mutant imprisoned me with its powers. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go deal with these guys first, and then we can go and take a look at the moor over there. This sharp-faced young man reminds you of a great rodent, more prone to scampering and sidling than running or walking. Shadows play across his face, distorting his features, and you are unable to get a clear glimpse of his face. Even so, or perhaps especially because of it, he seems to bear a notable resemblance to the young woman standing next to him, their faces shifting and changing in near-perfect time. At your approach, he sniffles loudly and drools some phlegmy spit across your path. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and though you can't see his face, his tone conveys the sneer clearly enough. What do you want, Popinjay? His voice echoes eerily, a slight delay between the movement of his lips and the sound reaching your ears. I don't like the look of this one. Better get rid of him fast. Who's the girl you're with? Perception. For a briefest moment, you think you see the face of a victim in her shadows. She casts a despairing eye at you, and then the darkness fills her face with a sneer. Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. I asked who the girl with you is. I said she's no one you need be concerned about. She's my shadow and my hidden blade, and you should take care I don't stick you with her. Okay. I want to know the girl. Tell me about her. Why do you keep asking about her? Delny is mine, and she will stay mine until I say otherwise. I am the one who is interesting. I am the one you should care about. Why won't he let this go? This guy's pissing me off. Vrung's rage seems to have loosened his control over his companion, for you see a flash of blue skin underneath the shadow. Her mouth works frantically as if she's trying to tell you something, while her captor struggles with his fury. With an effort of visible will, Vrung brings himself and her back under control again. Why does the girl's face keep changing when you talk? Her, she is no one. I am Vrung. You're a tool. The psychic bond you have on Delny, remove it. He laughs. A shivering peal of mirthless joy that sounds like ice breaking and glass ringing. She is mine. She'll go on my word, not yours. Oh, a bleeding heart. Well, he can't do nothing about it. Should we strangle him? Should we? If you don't let her go, I'll teach you what suffering truly is. Ah, oh well. And we just spent all of our might as well. Did you learn to talk like that in Hero School? Maybe you didn't hear me when I said she was mine. I don't entirely understand why that was might, but okay, fair enough. See, now we've got no might points left, so I would like to strangle him, but I don't think we will. Are you the pair who have been harassing whoever? Kian? What? Has she been complaining that we're too mean, too scary? She can afford it. Else we'd be visiting someone else. I've heard that your friend here used to be different. What you've done to change her. You can see the woman mouth a plead before the shadows swallow her features again, and a hostile sneer returns. I don't like this guy very much. Can we intimidate? No, that's... Sure, boss, I'm leaving her alone right now. But just remember, you can't watch her forever. I'm not going to succeed in this, but hopefully it starts a fight.
I'll remember that.
Grab hold of his neck, but he pries your fingers loose and slips away, eyes filled with fear. He turns to run, and as he does so, the shadows surround him completely, and then he coalesce at a different point. Loud pop, dead, displaced as he's gone. Delny drops to the ground as he vanishes, and her body begins to tremble and shake. Am I free? Oh gods, the pain, make it stop. Try to help her calm down. How did that not work? Because it was 60%, god damn it. You don't seem to do any good. Her seizure goes on for minutes, her face contorting in an awful rictus. You watch helplessly as she writhes in agony. The shadows have peeled away, drifting... Okay, he's gone. Out of my head too. Where did everyone go? It's so quiet in my head now. She shakes her head as if to clear it. A small trickle of bluish blood runs from the corner of her mouth, where she bit her tongue or lips. I don't know how to thank you. You must have questions. Tell me about yourself. I was born in Nilesh, and my parents were good people. I learned the walkways of the second tier by heart. That's how I discovered the portal to the Bloom. I kept seeing the traders who came back from here, and they always had such interesting wares. One day I snuck after them, and I wanted to see where they came from. That was the day the Bloom closed its pathway to my home. I used to think it was my fault, but the Bloom doesn't seem to care for me now. After I got here and discovered I couldn't get home, I had to find a way to survive. I found 5 families who were willing to help me, and who could afford to feed me once every few days. I helped them when I could and kept looking for a way home. But as I got older, she looks embarrassed, I needed more excitement. That's when I met Vrung. She looks away, unwilling to say more. I should have known better, but I was so lonely. No, never again. Okay. How did you fall in with Vrung in the first place? He seemed dark and fascinating. The adults didn't want me to go near him, but he was like a mirror of what I wanted to be. Strong, mysterious, ambitious. I let him bend me and use my powers to make him more of what he wanted to be. And I didn't realise I was trapped until it was too late. Okay, you've had quite a time. How are you feeling? Being free of Vrung is like opening my eyes again. But there's another part of my mind that feels like it's asleep, and I don't know what happened. Could I have lost my powers? For Hut be with me. Okay. I don't know if we sorted that out particularly well. I mean, we've restored a point of might. We don't have a might thing, do we? A might... Health? Intellect? More intellect? Random tat? Bloom juice. Well, we may as well... use one of those. Did we? Wait, Bloom juice? Did I just... Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't realise that it was doing that. Okay. But yeah, there we go. We've got some intellect back at any rate. So there's that going for us. Should we do this first or that first? Do you know what? The more seems to be the big thing here. So what we'll do is we will just check around here. We'll come down and look at this thing first. Big robot. A construct lies motionless and partly disassembled. Here, spider-like legs splayed about it. Search the construct for anything useful. You search for a few minutes, but find nothing of value. Scavengers must have long ago picked this construct clean. Absently, you lay a hand upon the metal shell and push yourself away from the wreck and feel a faint intermittent vibration. Reaching into the hulk, find the source of the vibration you felt. How are we going to do? Let's go for that. Putting your shoulder up against one of the construct's vertical vents, you reach into the dark, probing carefully, following the vibrations rippling towards you. Straining, you walk your fingers up the mesh-swaddled objects, across a cable to a partly crushed cube strung with frayed wires. You carefully shift a loose hunk of metal from the cube's surface aside and keep looking for the source of the vibration. A wave of wordless sorrow crashes over you, tinged with flecks of hope. Your gaze shifts back to your hand and the hunk of metal. The alien emotion came through it into you. As if summoned by the thought, a small floating sphere drifts into view. It prods at the cube with a beam of light, then vibrates softly. Watch the sphere at work. The sphere drifts around the inside of the dead construct, occasionally halting to, yes, it's repairing damage, and it's patching holes in the armor will bring it, as if patching holes in its armor will bring its host back to life. Every few moments it returns to the broken cube and attempts to repair it again. When nothing happens, the sphere vibrates, and when that happens, you hear a soft series of whirring clicks. It may be some sort of machine language, but you can't make any sense of it. Inspect the construct. You study the remains of the construct, putting the details together, noticing scattered piles of refuse, burnt holes in the back of its armor. The construct was likely cornered here and tried to flee up the mounds of trash rather than fight its tormentors. They attacked it from behind. It fell, either dead or dying. You peer between the plates into the carcass's interior, judging from by the scratches, gouges, and deep broken components you see inside. Someone purposefully jammed a blunt pole into the construct's innards in an attempt to crush its vital systems. Whether this happened before or after its death is unclear. Take the sphere and the module. Trojan sphere. Heals 2 to 6 points of health per turn. Ooh. You pull the communication module from the surface of the cube and the sphere follows, shivering in the open air. It turns as if taking in the ruined hulk one last time, then settles in your open palm, obediently shuddering. Okay, that's cool. So hold on, what have we got for artifacts? So we've got fluid armor, and we've got our second skin with extra health and stuff. Where's my Trojan sphere? There it is. So that's nice. Maybe we don't need it. Maybe we don't. What have you? Eratis could use it because he's our up front, really. Yeah, let's give that to him. Stick that in there. There you go. He can get some. Get some healing off that when it comes to it. But right, have a quick search around, see if there's anything that we can. Ooh, what's that? There we go. Is this just cash? More intellect. Okay, that's fair enough. In fact, Matt Keener could probably use one of those, but hey ho. The reddened mass of flesh protrudes from the bloom wall, surrounded by waving tendrils. The flesh is thick and strong, glistening like a newborn beast. Jagged seam runs across the surface with a faint light spilling from within. As you approach, all sounds of Little Nilesh seem to fade. Hushed conversations of mutants recede into the distance, replaced by hissing, chittering voices of the bloom. Matt Keener lays a hand on your shoulder. "A more," whispers Matt Keener, as if she didn't want to draw its attention. Her voice is wary, respectful. Those waving tendrils, they're its tongues. The bloom is focused here. If it likes the smell of you, it'll take a bite. Her mouth quirks a little, probably best for our ilk to steer clear. Observe its behaviour. The fleshy tendrils probe the air as if they've caught the faint scent of something they like. Their movements are quick and eager, giving an impression of youthful vigour, but they don't seem interested in you. See, now I don't think this will do anything, but we'll try. You step closer to the waving tendrils. Though you're well within reach of the moor itself, the bloom tongues don't even twitch in your direction. They're obviously not interested in you at all. Okay, so let's listen to their voices, shall we? Your thoughts are still addled from drinking the water of the bloom, but its hissings and chitterings somehow make more sense to you now. You can't grasp the meanings of the sounds, but you get a clear impression of desperate hunger, or not a living thing, but a feeling. Sadness? No, it isn't that. Regret? Closer, but no. Guilt. This moor feeds upon guilt, and not just any guilt will suffice. You sense that it must be powerful and deeply held, or it will not be enough to satiate the moor. Guilt, you say? Well, she's got no feelings of guilt or remorse, does she? I mean, we can go in there. Got these young mutants over here. We've not been in there yet. Let's go have a wander up this way. How long have we been going for so far? 25 minutes. Because I don't think Wandor has any feelings of remorse necessarily. So, but anyway, let's take a look in here, because I don't think we've looked in here yet. Okay, so, ghosts. Kuridig. His name is Torka Bandari. Lady, I'm measuring our cross-dimensional velocity by estimating the passage of certain things, but the Katina, they're talking too quickly for me to read it all.
You know, Calistesius, you should settle down. Make a little town of yourselves. You could even raise a barn or two, maybe next to a babbling brook.
Eratus, shut up. More ghosts. Okay, look, Anstol. The plume. Do you see the plume of light remnants? Star passage. Star passage? What do you mean? They are not the stars themselves, nor the dead pieces, fluctuations in time and gravity. Will they bring in money or offer tribute, extend my holdings? If not, then they are worthless to me. You miss much then, I will teach you someday. Okay, so we've got ghosts, and seemingly not much else. Oh, would you care? Where is Mathanwi? Right behind you, my dear. Oh, you startled me. Small pleasure. Trip has been surprisingly dull. Okay. Shut up, guys. Look, and still. Okay, so that one's going to just repeat. What's this? Embedded in the metal was complicated display. A number of charts seem to track positional variables. Unfortunately, the text is in a language you've never seen before, so you can't discern anything more. Okay, just scanning the walls because I'm interested to. Yeah, there's loot there. Is there anything over here? No. Okay, so let's go take a look at what this is. What's that? Oh, a cloak. Deeply purple. I mean, I know it's an oddity, but I still want to know what it said. A cloak of deepest purple ripples with a life of its own. Upon donning the cloak, the wearer is instantly overwhelmed by a blissful state of relaxation and contemplation, as if undergoing vigorous deep tissue massage. Sounds nice. Many a wearer has become so enamoured of the cloak that they will jealously guard it with their lives. That seems a little extreme. This particular model appears to have been made for a small child and does not fit you or any of your companions. Fair enough. We can sell it for monies. Okay, so let's take a look in here then. So what's this? Device appears to be one of the engines that once drove this vehicle. Okay. Can we mess with this? Hale Blue. Oh, okay. It was the holographic screen starting up. I had no idea what that was. Pale blue light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A A small glass control panel apparently hovers in the middle. Hovers in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. Nearly transparent Torquera. The nearly transparent Virgellin, this one, yeah, it's the only Virgellin there, wants you to... what do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. You close your eyes and listen to the psychic chatter of the ghosts, and then you realise that they have no thoughts of their own. They are being controlled from a central point. You focus on thoughts at the core, but its psychic defences are impenetrable. Who are you? Anstal, one of the men, his fine clothes looking slightly dishevelled and stained, looks at you for a moment as if weighing whether to tell you the truth. At last he says, "I am Anstal, I do not exist." Keradig, the other man, takes up the thread of the conversation. "I am Keradig, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my business. Neither do I exist." Arn, the woman points to herself and says, "Arn. These others are Torquera, the Virgellin, Bendari, and her companion Methanwi." She gestures. "We do not exist because we are dead, crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of..." And now the voice changes. "My memory. I am the Catena's intelligence. These projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers." Okay. Why would you create a memorial to your passengers? Methanwi. Another ghost steps forward. "I retain memories of my passengers' actions. I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else can I do but provide a memorial for them? They would have lived for many more years were it not for my failure. I was endowed with a desire to pilot the Catena, to cause my passengers to arrive safely. This is denied to me. My secondary objective is retaining the knowledge and memory of the circumstances leading up to and surrounding their deaths. This will aid in reconstructing the events of the crash and may provide solace to their survivors. Until such time as qualified diagnostician arrives, I cannot permit my cause to go dormant. Instead, the emotion I quantify as grief powers my displays. I may have a way to give your passengers a more lasting memorial. I carry a shared mind space in my psyche. If I can link our minds, we could preserve the memories of your riders." Yeah, let's do it. One of the ghosts, Bendari, you think, says, "In your mind. It's not a question. None of my medical records indicate such a thing is possible." Her partner Methanwi adds, "However, I concede that my knowledge is incomplete. If it is possible... But no, my duty is to keep the passengers' memories here." "Your power will not last forever here. Transferring your knowledge to my mind will ensure the survival of your memories." We'll give it a go. There we go. Keradig's ghost reflects. You may be correct. The loss of physical place may be rectified through a longer and more personal memory space. I carry a neural network. Let us establish a direct connection. I have the necessary tool. Hidden panel slides open. Within lies a vaguely head-shaped mass of metal wire and spines and jagged edges. "Place this atop your head," he murmurs. "A few more moments and we can begin the data transfer." Okay, let's do this. This is going to be painful, isn't it? You lower the cage onto your head and the jagged points slash into your skin. The net devours your blood. in a periphery of your vision, you see two thin wires. You barely manage to get your hand up in time before they puncture your eyes. You shake the net loose from your head. Katina's tone is chiding. You have refused the connection. I assure you, no harm will come to you if you follow the proper procedures. Let's give this another go. There we go. You place the net atop your head and blah 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 slices into your optic nerves. That sounds incredibly painful. The ragged shapes of pain resolve into the world around you, and the world as the Katina sees it. Ugh, can't read. Connection established. Telemetry destination accessed. Old records. Ambient temperatures. It's almost too much to process, but you manage to tamp down the overwhelming flow and relegate it to the background. One by one, the ghosts around you begin to wink out of existence. You can feel them awakening inside you. Well, dear, you certainly are full of surprises. Do let me know if your mind becomes a little too crowded, won't you?
I'm making a note.
Remove the power source. Transdimensional crystal. With the Katina's intelligence gone, your work proceeds quietly and quickly. Okay, cool. Can we... So, I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I think it's going to be an interesting thing that might empower us more. But also, can we... Because we can use the transdimensional... This will drain our speed, but let's give it a go. No, okay. We could really use a rest, couldn't we? Let's use that on me again though, just to top up. There. Is there anything in here? Anything else? What's that? Passageway leading to the next segment blocked by debris. Oh,
All right.
excuse me. What's this? Ooh, gloves. A telling. Odd pair of gloves, thick brown leather. Okay.
You want it done right.
Anything else? Anything else? See now the I don't know whether or not we'll be able just to now kind of please there. Let's go back to the moor and see if it will taste the things in my head. Because I guess we could have tried to remove the machine brain and take that, but
Here comes the boredom slayer.
hey ho. Right, let's try this now, shall we? Because I also don't necessarily want to just lose. Can I offer myself now? Yeah. Yeah, this oh, it's got me. As soon as you step into reach, the tongues surge towards you. Most of them grab your head and wrap themselves around it, while another probes the surface of your tattoo. The tip of the tendril passes through your flesh, igniting a prickly hot-cold sensation that blazes across your skull. The tongue thrusts deep into your head, its entire length disappearing through the cast-off tattoo. Suddenly, its alien presence is inside your mind, sifting through your thoughts, like a second consciousness that shares your own memories and perceptions. It probes the calmness at the core of your being, tensing as it finds its prey, Katina's machine intelligence. You can sense the overpowering guilt of the machine intelligence as the tongue greedily slurps it up. The faces of the Katina passengers flash briefly before your eyes, surrendered and forgotten at last. As the last of its guilt is devoured, the machine intelligence collapses. Fragments of its consciousness skitter away, tiny confused voices shrieking meaningless words growing fainter, falling silent. Guilt, it seems, is what held its mind together. I'm glad I took that injector a minute ago. The bloom tongues unwrap themselves from your head, tossing you aside like a scrap of uneaten bone. Your tattoo throbs, your vision is blurred, and you can barely stand straight, but you're alive. All around you, the bloom voices chitter and groan, the ground shudders beneath your feet. and the moor opens. Like, we could go through there, but I'm going to go talk to Garkoto first. Because that could be our way out, but also there's more of the bloom to explore. So we might go and... I opened the moor. Haven't gone through. When you have journeyed to the other side and told me what you have found, be happy to... Oh, okay, so we have to go through. Alright then, let's do this. Let's go and throw ourselves through the portal. Hope that we don't get stabbed up. Oh, well this seems to be somewhere in orbit. But is that Earth or an alien world? Newborn Moor. Okay. Captain Janur. The Anchorage. We can send those people home.
I'll remember that.
Captain Janur, this careworn woman is dressed in strange ornate armor. Her bearing is military stiff, and her eyes roam constantly. Though the rest of her body is under strict control, she assesses you with a glance. Outworlder, the bloom portal is open. It is good that you spoke to me first. Few Lascars speak your tongue, officers mainly. She clucks her tongue. We need practice. Welcome to the Anchorage. It is good that the portal is open again. Perhaps we can recover our missing people. I am Captain Janur. This Anchorage is my command. All you see is under my command. Explore our home if you like, but our traditions, respect them, please. I met a few of your people in the bloom. Jemadar Areki, whatever, and her crew. Our thanks, Outworlder. From myself and from the crew, should you see her again, please tell her that the way to the Anchorage is open to her. Blessed day. Our people have returned to us. Tell me more about your people. We lived here on the Anchorage, as did our ancestors for countless generations. Trapped here, they grew old, intermarried, raised families. Our laws came one by one as we built a new society here in isolation. We are military, Lascars, soldiers, sailors. We have hierarchy and strength. All know their place. All have the chance to ascend on merit. No favoritism. My own child is not even a Jemadar. I do not review her records. I could lose my position for such an infraction. All families have such struggles. Perhaps we will serve together one day. What a wonder that would be. Such a family are we, Lascars. We struggle against time, against memory, as we keep an eye on the sky, always dreaming of escape. Until then, we hold tradition of the civilization of home. Okay. Are your ancestors the one that built this place? I do not think so. We lived here many, many years, but if we built the Anchorage, no memories remain. They tell us only that we serve. Perhaps it was built by our people, perhaps it was always here, we do not know. Even the Cortex does not tell us. There are older things than that which we hold dear. Okay. What's the pinging noise? Ah, the signal. For so long I have heard it. For so long have I heard it, I have forgotten. We call for the ship. Perhaps it has become lost. If so, we light a beacon in the void. Tell me about the ship. Until the ship appears from the void and comes to take us home, we serve the Anchorage, as did generations uncounted before us. Some fear the ship may never come, but we hold our eyes to the heavens in faith. Until that day, we toil. When the ship comes, it comes soon, it will find a welcome berth in our Anchorage and in our hearts. How long have you waited for the ship? As long as necessary, Outworlder. Apologies. We have waited for many families, many parents, my family, their family, and their family, and back many families before them. The Cortex would know surely, but I do not think we wait much longer. Something in the Anchorage is air. It smells of our time here coming to an end. This ship will come soon. Genjes feels the same, and he would know better than any. What is that Cortex you mentioned? It is a device sacred to us. It is our only connection to our lost home. We do not allow Outworlders to see it. I mean no offense, but do not ask. Oh, okay. But why can't I visit it? We are not always so protective. We were not always so protective. That was before other Outworlders tried to steal it a few years ago. Perhaps you are different. This does not matter. No Outworlder will ever be allowed to see the Cortex again. Can you tell me anything about the Outworlders who tried to steal the Cortex? We were foolish. They came to us through the portal from your world. We welcomed them as guests and showed them the Anchorage, the Cortex. One of them put hands on it. His friends attacked us. The Anchorage, burning the walls with fire. Okay. Okay, we know who did this. We killed them, of course, all except the one who touched the Cortex. Him we questioned until he died screaming a word over and over again. The word was Dracogen. So now we met him. So, yeah. Okay, well, should we just have a look round, see if there's anything interesting to take a look at? Holograms, three-dimensional image displays evolving root-like system. Okay, that's cool. We've got display countless suns, so it's a planetary display. What's this? Perfectly polished, vibrates. That's a nice view. This is clearly not the ninth world. Okay, so that's not Earth. Get anything over here? No. Anything down here? Can we? It's a panel. Oh, something to pick up out there, which we'll go get in a second. Console is a bewildering array of displays, unlit buttons, and switches, all helpfully labelled with words in a language you don't understand. Much of it is covered in a slight layer of dust, as if the most of the console is rarely, if ever, used. Examine the controls. You lean over the console, taking care not to press any buttons by accident. As you noticed before, much of the device is covered in dust. One screen on the side, however, is completely clean, and the buttons beside it are marked with dusty fingerprints. Okay, let's go and take a look at what's up here then. So we've teleported into like the space station at the top of a message must be this or something equivalent. We can't really do that at the moment, unfortunately, so we'll have to leave that for now. Can we go use this one? Pilot Major Genghis. Ornate doors firmly shut. Are we coming? Can we come through here? We can. Awesome. Okay, so is this the bridge? Pilot Major Genghis. Or is that the Cortex? Greetings. Or greeting. I am person who has been named. I found this Lascar helmet in the bloom. Does that helm belong to Jem'Hadar Achille? Before I take it, I hope she still survived. Please show to Janur. Find out what Achille discovered. Make life count. Another dead, and Achille, she was my... No, I must not fall into despair. Must hope. So... Okay. What do you do here? I serve, Outworlder. Am the keeper of the navigational cortex. Its servant. I watch the sensors. I listen to its words. Information from antenna arrays filters in here. All knowledge of the Anchorage passes the cortex. If I fail in my duties, the ship might arrive without my foreknowledge. So I clean, and I listen and study. If the ship should come in my life, and I believe it may, I will take its mind in mine, and we will plot our course home. That day will come, I know it. I will be remembered as a hero. What is the Cortex? What is the Cortex? I almost speak too fast. It is the Watcher of the Void. It is the keeper of our history. It knows the night skies of a million worlds. It holds our traditions and tells us how to live in accordance with old crews. It keeps us alive, maintains the Anchorage. It alone is the voice of truth. Never has it been wrong. Without it, we would forget ourselves, becoming even more lost than we already are. Truly does all of that? Remarkable. Cool. I think we'll leave the rest for the moment. I don't think we can go in there because I think that is the Cortex. Yeah, so we'll leave that for the moment because we don't want to piss people off just yet. We need to get back. But he asked us to come and talk to Jana again about the helmet. So we can go and get her people and we can talk to her about this quickly. Can we not? Is there someone else that needed to talk to? Let's take a look. Hit without a blade. Insert the... Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we'll do that in a sec then. Ask him about the thing. Return to Arashi. Newborn Moor. Return to Gakoto. Tries to trouble. Return to Kian. Okay then. Yeah, we can do all of that. I thought there would be more to do, but okay. We can head back. Maybe we can. I don't know if we've got enough cash at the moment to go and rest in that little Bloom temple. But yeah. Anyway, that is a phone ringing in the background, unfortunately. But what we will do is, I think we will just. Do you know what? We'll talk to him at the beginning of the next one. We'll quickly save now, and yeah, I guess I will call it quits. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We're getting through this game at an interesting rate of knots, because it seems to be that there's a very long kind of tension and release curve to it, which I don't mind, but it does make for an interesting kind of collection of things followed by a lot of activity, which I kind of like. But also a lot of interesting questions. For example, the whole thing on the Anchorage there, where purely because you've got a computer system informing a collective of people, they've just kind of attached themselves to it, and they've continually grown into this cycle of believing fervently the things will happen because the computer has said that they will happen. You know, that's really, it's an interesting idea to me. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next